Testing.
You know, and age, so you're right, pediatrics. It's a version of it. The only difference is they are bad. They're money.
So how did you say your name?
Batesy.
Batesy. All right. You can just put that underneath you.
Oh yeah, sure. Like this?
You can do it the other way and the light doesn't show.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Like that?
Okay, let me check. Okay, so we're in intermission here, and we're just going to ask a couple of questions. Is it a doctor or
No.
No.
I'm just Dan.
Dan, Batsy.
Batesy.
Okay, and look, I just looked up quickly some of your experience. You've done a lot.
Yeah.
You've written some books. Some
Yeah,
articles.
yeah. So I started here, right? I was saying I started in Central New York. This is my 36th year as a paramedic in October. But I worked in Syracuse for a while, and then I worked up in Portland, Maine, and now I'm in Vermont.
Awesome. So, listening to your words, I spoke with a couple of folks here, Matthew Yelton and some of the folks at Mercy. Your words are like very open. In other words, the things you set up there can be cross-referenced to many different organizations.
I hope so,
not
yeah.
necessarily EMS.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And so, how does your past experience in EMS really, how does it impact your passion for what you're doing here?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, I think first and foremost, we've all been on both sides of that talk, right? The longer you stay in EMS, the more you realize that you were once that scared kid walking in the door, thinking about fitting in and thinking about what role you were going to play, but then also having been on the other side, being the person that says, I can help that person, right? And how rewarding it is to be able to say, hey, you're going to be more successful if you have this kind of piece. So I think it's built on that. And I think you're right, though. It's not just EMS. I mean, this is really any situation.
You know, you mentioned a lot of things like, is it retention or recruitment?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's both of those things.
Yeah.
But the retention side is an issue with many organizations, many businesses across all industries. And so, you know, your words are very well expressed with respect to how it impacts business in general.
Yeah.
Any
I mean, I think the challenge of giving a 1 hour talk is you have to make these really nuanced theories and concepts into black and white. And there's nothing black and white here. Of course, it's a recruitment problem. We need to get more people to come in here. We need, you know, when you're looking at a workforce shortage, you got to think about how we can access every population that has even a notion of wanting to join us. That's important too. But I think retention's a pretty important point as well, you know?
The other thing you mentioned that was really interesting was that 26% of people who feel like they don't fit in an organization. Again, that can very well be cross-platform.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I don't know if business really understands that concept.
I think good businesses do. Successful businesses do.
Right. At least human resources departments in many of those businesses.
Yeah.
I'm good. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah,
Is
you're
there
welcome.
anything else you'd like to say? This was a great opportunity to hear you discuss.
Thanks for being here, and thanks for extending it on out. I think that's really great.
Yeah,
It's a wonderful
I think it's
opportunity.
going to be a great day. I wish more people from my local community could have been here, but hey, maybe in the future. And thank you for coming down from Vermont. Right?
Yeah.
You're up there now?
Always a pleasure. Always
Okay,
a pleasure.
thanks so much.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right, and thank you very much. Okay, bye-bye.
See you as well.
I'm not. Next year. I'm doing the same.
I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there.
What happens if he had something So yeah, that's what we do, and then we, and I've had both on the ground at the same time.
So, what percentage are Mercy versus LifeNet? If you were to just toss one out there,
I think probably more Mercy. We have just.
would you say 70% to 30, or?
Debate for the 2024 presidential.
But she knows all the answers. I don't really know much.
I was going to tell her that you said you knew all the answers. Mind somebody's chair.
No, you're fine.
For this are very simple. I'm going to have a little timer because I know how much you care and how passionate you are. You are literally three of the most passionate EMS medical directors in the country, and you're all at one table. So, I will try and hold your answers to 2 minutes. And, no, so this is how it's going to work. I want this. I love this. For all medical director channels going forward, we have the ability to turn your mics on.
I was just thinking to myself, I'm going to, pulling from Dan's question, I'm going to have the opportunity to grow here, being the dumb guy on the panel.
So, I would like to, and at any point, we're going to have a QR code that we'll put up on the screen so you can ask questions of the medical directors of the panel. And if you put things like, is microphone off? I didn't say. All right. No, real quick, I'd like to just introduce everyone, and then we'll get started. So, Chris Dalton is the medical director for Mercy Place Central. He is a critical care and anesthesiologist.